controller set to kill. Purge the methanol injection. Downshift into third. And we are ready to merge onto the highway. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. My name is Alex, and if you're new, this is my 2001 Trans Am WS6. And when I was younger, this is all I wanted. This was like a dream car for me. And when I graduated high school and went on to tech school to become a mechanic, this was my sole motivation. I told myself, Alex, if you do well in school and get a job right out of tech school, you're buying one of these cars. And that is exactly what I did. The first week I started with Mercedes-Benz as a technician. I bought this car. I hadn't even come close to getting my first paycheck. I financed the whole thing for like 6 years at a horrible interest rate. I was the happiest 18-year-old in the world. And then I immediately drove it to the far south side of Chicago and went street racing with temp tags out back. So I guess in hindsight, that probably wasn't a good idea. Now, I do most of the work on the Trans Am myself, including the tuning, which is primarily done at the drag strip. And I'll admit, sometimes when I'm driving home from work at midnight from the south side of Chicago all the way to the far north side of Chicago, I might do a little bit of tuning on the highway. Today we're going to Performance Solutions. We're going to use their dyno, and this is primarily just for fun and to see if my new engine and transmission combo that I put together over the winter time lives up to what my license plates say. Now, these are some pretty flashy, kind of gaudy license plates that I got a long time ago. They read 1K HP, which obviously stands for 1,000 horsepower. And I got these a while back when the car hit like 850 wheel horsepower, and I did some kind of stupid calculation to figure out what that translates to as far as crank horsepower. It's actually a really easy calculation. Anyway, I thought getting those plates would be cool, and now I think they're getting a little old. All right, guys, Ryan at Performance Solutions has the Trans Am all strapped down to the dyno and ready to go. And this is the part of the video where you take a guess at the most amount of horsepower that the Trans Am is going to put down to the rear tires. Make your guess in the comment section down below, and let me just give you a little rundown on the car in case you're not too familiar. This is a 370 cubic inch iron block. It has stock LS cylinder heads that have been ported and polished. I'm running a stock LS6 intake manifold and throttle body. This has a turbo cam. I'm running a comp triple ball bearing 88 millimeter turbo, and I'm running about 20 pounds of boost. That's about the most we'll run today. This is all going through, believe it or not, a 4L60E transmission that's been heavily modified by Finish Line Transmission, and I will be locking up the torque converter as I do that at the track as well. Out back is a Mosier 9-inch with 325 gears, and I run 93 octane pump gas, and I spray a ton of methanol. I mean, we're talking about if the methanol doesn't work, bad things are going to happen. This car is totally dependent, but it works really well, and I have it tuned really nicely. So I think the car is going to make 865 wheel horsepower. I don't really know why. I'm kind of bad at making these guesses. My past dyno videos and even track videos, I've been off like every time, but 865, that is my number. Put yours down below. All right, Ryan, last time you were within 1 horsepower of the E55, so you are apparently awesome at making dyno guesses. What do you think? The car ran 970 and it weighs 3,900 pounds. 141.
All right, I would say 850 plus.
850. All right, what's your, you got an exact number. 850, all right. Ryan said 850, it's probably gonna be like 851 because he's the best guesser ever. But all right, let's get this thing rolling. All right, guys, the Trans Am is running. We're about to make a run, and I just wanted to quickly show you guys how I log. This is HP Tuners, and this is also the way I tune the car, and this is a screen I use a lot. It's called a histogram screen, and this one right now is recording the Lambda, which is just another way at looking at AFR. It's actually a lot easier. This is a previous log I made in the highway, perfectly legally, by the way, and we're shooting for like 0.78, 0.80, 0.81, something like that Lambda, which is like bottom 11's AFR. And then this is the boost gauge slash controller, and I already have this set up just for one stage, 20 PSI. And then also, if you look right here, this is for the alcohol control. We'll hit the test button here and you'll see the Lambda will go rich, so we know that that's working. So that's about it. Let's go for a run. Run number 1, we actually forgot to hook up a tach signal, so we didn't get a torque figure, but it made 780 horsepower to the tires, and that's actually pretty good because we were only running about 19 pounds of boost. It richened up a little bit there at the top end, which I already fixed in the tune, and also the timing's only like 13 degrees. So the tune is all fixed up. We're ready to rock and roll for run number 2, and let's see if we can break 800. Run number 2 felt pretty good, but Ryan did let me know that we had a ground issue with the tach signal again, so we don't have a torque number, but we went off of speed and the horsepower is totally accurate. Actually, DynoJet says going off of speed is more accurate. And we picked up 30 wheel horsepower just by messing with the fuel a little bit and adding a little bit of boost, just 1 pound. So we're at 810 horsepower. The fuel looks pretty good, check it out. We're like 78.80, and then it started to get a little bit lean in the 6,800 RPM range, but we can fix that. So fueling is all good, and now we're gonna up the timing just a little bit and see if it makes any more power. We keep on gaining horsepower little by little. This is still only 14 degrees of timing, and we're at 831 horsepower, and the torque came in at 889. Now, if you'll notice on the graph, we're still having a little bit of an issue with the RPM signal, and this is just gonna affect the torque number, not the horsepower number, but I think that's pretty accurate. We're gonna try messing around with the ground, but fueling is perfect. I increased it 1 degree of timing, so let's see if we can get closer to 850. Our final run is our best one. We gained horsepower every single time. We're at 853 horsepower, and you, sir, once again, the first time on the E55, you're off by 1 and now 3. I have no idea how you do it. Maybe it's because you own a dyno. That probably has some luck. All right, there you go. What did everybody think of the dyno session? I'm pretty excited about it. It gained power each and every time, and honestly, this is the most conservative tune this car has ever had. 15 degrees of timing, and considering the amount of methanol and the fact that there was no ignition knock whatsoever, I probably could have ran either more boost or more timing and made a ton more power. But really, this way, the way that it's set up right now, is just so much more enjoyable. The car is just insanely safe, and I don't have to worry about it, and it's still making crazy power. That will do it for today's video. Big thank you to Performance Solutions in Schaumburg, Illinois. And if you guys are local to the Chicagoland area, definitely check them out. I will put all their information in the description box down below. Their shop is fantastic. The guys there are very knowledgeable, very nice, and honestly, they're really good at guessing dyno numbers. Also, what do you guys think? Do I get to keep my 1,000 horsepower license plates, or do I have to go back to the dyno and make just a little bit more power? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you're new, checking in for the first time, definitely consider subscribing. I'd absolutely love to have you. Thank you so much to the current subscribers. Thank you for watching all the videos, and I will see everybody in the next video.